Hey, this is Will Power, and you're listening to the Indy Sports Car Podcast.
Welcome, ICP fans, to another episode of the Indy Sports Car Podcast. What's going on, K to the A?
Nothing much, man. Living the dream here in the racing capital of the world, Indianapolis, Indiana. And we do have a guest on tonight. I have the pleasure to introduce the driver of the number 21 Juncos racing entry, Rinus VeeKay. Last year's Pro Mazda champion is with us tonight. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to be in it, for sure.
Rinus,
absolutely.
Rinus, I mean, we've been following your career for a few years now, man. It feels like it's been too long. I'm going to hold you personally accountable. I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, it's been quite my whole car racing career already in the United States, but I think it will not come to an end very soon.
Oh, definitely not, especially with the performance you put on this weekend, this past weekend in the IndyCar GP there in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana. I mean, you couldn't have asked for better weather. I mean, do those IL-15s come alive the cooler it gets?
Yeah, the IL-15 is really cool, especially on IMS for sure. It's quite a big change also from the Pro Mazda, which is now the Indy Pro 2000. But yeah, it's quite a big jump, and it's quite weird going from driving 2 years in the same Taros car and then going to the Dallara IL-15. So it's quite a change, a lot more torque, a turbo engine also. But no, it's really cool, and I really like it also. Not only on Indy, but also on all the other tracks.
Have there been any changes to where you are now with the Dallara that make it any kind of challenging for you? What's been the most challenging part of the jump?
Yeah, of course, it's always challenging to go to another class, and well, I think the biggest thing I have to get familiar with this car, one of the things is the turbo, which is quite a lot different. Yeah, just on power, it's so powerful. So you really have to watch the throttle when you go on power. And then also the car's just a lot bigger. So yeah, you have a little less sight of how big the car is.
Right.
Instead of the Taros, yeah.
I got you. Okay.
So
okay,
as far as the the braking points, like how long did it take you to really get used to the deeper braking points?
Well, it was quite the normal amount of time, I think. Especially with me driving many cars. So I've driven 12 open wheel cars in my life, 12 different sorts of open wheel cars. So
who was counting?
Yeah, it's for me. Sorry?
He said,
no, I'm just messing with you, buddy. I said who was counting.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, I can imagine having that kind of experience under your belt plays a huge factor to your benefit.
Yeah, of course, and it makes it a little more familiar, a little bit more easy to get to change your driving style to a new car.
Right.
Now, like with the Titus, like most of the downforce was from the wings, right? And then with the IL-15, it's more of the under tray. Is correct?
Yes, that's correct. It's quite a lot of a bigger floor, and also the wings are too small.
Okay, and but I mean, like, you know, I mean, I remember talking to an engineer, and he said that if they plugged the laptop up to the IL-15 and you know, typed a few buttons here and there, they could make them go pretty much just as fast as the DW12s. Do you agree with that? Because I always found that kind of, but who knows?
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell. Tires and everything, they also do a lot. So it will be hard, but I think with if you can change everything you want, you might be able to get it even as quick as the DW12. Yeah.
Well, how much you looking forward to doing your first super speedway oval coming up? Let's see. I guess another 8 days from now.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward. Already on Monday, we're having our first test, and I already drove once on Kentucky Speedway, doing an oval flat out with super speedway wings.
Oh wow, man!
Yeah,
how was that?
I actually joined the 200-mile the club, so no, it was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I cannot wait to race close with all my competitors in Indy Lights.
Right.
Now, when you hit that 200 mile per hour mark, does it become like almost like tunnel vision, where it does the box in front of you that you concentrate on? Does it start to move on you? Does your point of reference start to change, or do you just kind of progressively I don't know? Did you notice anything different?
Yes, of course, you're consistently on super high speed, and it's especially on the beginning, it's a little bit weird, but then after several laps, you get used to it, and you only want to go quicker and quicker. But end of the day, when you get a little mentally tired, it starts to get a little tunnel vision. Yeah.
Absolutely. Did you guys get to work on any drafting at all while you were out of Kentucky, or was it just a solo test?
Yeah, we did some drafting and some runs in traffic, but still it's hard because Indy has way longer straights than Kentucky. So at least we could feel how the car was in traffic, and that was a big positive for us. So I'm really looking forward.
Right. Okay, man. Yeah, we're excited to see you out there, man. That's gonna be a trip, dude. That is gonna be a trip. But the Freedom 100 always a great race, and so much publicity, such a high profile event. What would it mean to you to win that one?
Oh, it would really mean a lot to me. Also, you show the big IndyCar teams that you can win an IMS on the oval,
right?
And it's just, I think, the biggest race on the schedule. So to win that would be, really something special. And of course, we also get 1.5 times the points for the championship.
Mm-hmm.
So also for the championship race, it will be good for me.
Right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Have you felt more pressure this year coming off of a championship, or less pressure? I mean, you've already proven last year, okay, the guy can drive. You know, did it add any pressure onto you this year, or is some of the pressure gone away?
No, I think it's kind of the same amount of pressure this year as last year.
Right.
I never really want to put myself on pressure because you're gonna think about it in any way. So I just always try to do my thing, and sometimes that's winning. So hopefully, I will win some more races coming weeks. Yeah.
Here's hoping, buddy. Yeah. Here's hoping.
So take us through the IndyCar GP now. Our good friend Robert McGinnis took, I believe he took pole. My memory sucks. I want to say maybe both races. I'm not going to say it concrete, but he definitely got it in race 1, and he won race 1. But you won race 2, and congratulations to you on winning race 2 there.
Thank you.
And I mean, it's always good to win the last race before the next race to carry that momentum,
Yeah, and it also really makes the weekend, a really good weekend to end it with a win. But also, a third place in race 1 and a pole in qualifying 2 and a win in race 2 is really not a bad weekend. So, we struggled a little bit in Coda with the pace, the team and I, and we have worked really hard. Finally, the speed is there again. So I'm really looking forward to challenge the Andretti guys till the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Always good to carry that confidence over. What would you say was the most beneficial thing to you for winning the race at the GP? What as a driver do you focus on to win the GP? What's the secret to getting around the IMS road course?
Yeah, I think the big thing there is to try to be as consistent as possible, because many guys are quick there, so the times are very close in qualifying and everything. So if you can make a difference in the race, that will be very important, because you can stand out from the field in that way.
Right. Absolutely, man. That's what it comes down to, right? Just how consistent can one be? Can you keep putting down the slap, especially as the tires start to degrade, especially as things start to go away? Can you still put down comparable laps to what you were doing, man? And you did that. You did that, man. So that's awesome. Did you guys get any of the rain during your race?
Can you repeat that, please?
Oh, I asked if you guys got any of the rain during your race.
Not in the race, but we got some in practice 1.
Okay.
Not official practice 1, but just on a test on Thursday. But
Right.
I did some laps. It wasn't really wet, but also not dry enough for dry tires. So I think it is about 5 laps in the rain, which were my first 5 laps ever in the rain in the US. So
wow.
At least I checked that off.
Wow, man. Yeah. Sounds like a productive weekend for you, man. That's a productive weekend for sure.
Yeah, of course, and learned a lot, and the team and I all both learned lots. So that's very good for the rest of the championship.
Good deal.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say one thing here, Rinus, and I don't think enough drivers have this goal in mind. But where is it? I just saw it, and I was kind of blown away and really happy to see that this was your quote here. Let's see. The one talent I wish I had: to understand my car as well as the best engineers in the paddock. Now, I want to commend you on that quote right there, because a lot of drivers, they're just like, just give me a good car, put me behind the wheel. I do what I do, you do what you do, and leave me alone, right? And I don't think that is the right way to go. And that quote right there says everything. I think that one quote there says it all. Christian, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I think that's definitely a statement that sets you apart from everyone else. I think most guys, just coming up, you are taught that, you do what you do and he does what he does. But understanding, and I think it's great too for an engineer to understand what you go through as a driver as well. It only helps everything in the long run. I think it's so awesome. And I know, Frank, you hate talking about NASCAR guys, but something I really felt helped Kyle Busch along the way in his career is that everything that the engineer is doing, he knows exactly what piece exactly on it, whereas another driver might say, okay, the rear is getting loose in, this turn or it's doing this in this turn. Kyle Busch understands the engineering of it to the point where he can go back to his engineer and literally name the part that needs to be changed. And I think that is a huge, huge, huge advantage. So awesome to hear Rinus say that he wants to have that kind of an understanding. That can only help. That can only help a team, honestly.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rinus.
Yeah, I really think. Yeah, the engineer and I have to work together to make the car quick. Not only. Yeah, this is only his job. We have to work together, and I'm the one driving the car. So if I could suggest something to my engineer to bring him up to an idea or something, it would be really nice. And I'm still trying to learn as much as possible about the car because I don't know everything yet. But no, I'm really doing my best, and also the engineer appreciates it.
Of course, man. And I think it helps too with the amount of trust because you two have to trust each other. And the more knowledgeable he sees you are about what he does, the more he can trust you when you say the car needs this or the car needs that, you know? So it honestly only helps, really. Truly.
Yeah, honestly, it's almost like, and plus, you know, he's trying to drive as fast as he possibly can while he's trying to convey this to the engineer, right? So,
right.
You know, maybe the engineer can say, put a front wheel jacker into this, or I don't know if you do that during road courses, but you're going to learn about what that means. I'm sure you already did, but, you know, but yeah, because okay, you know, Rinus, you might not understand this analogy, but the people out there will. You know, if you know the quarterback calls an audible and nobody on the team knows what the heck he's saying, it's just, you know, the center's going to snap the ball too soon, and there'll be a fumble. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to fumble on the track. Carson
Wentz is going to fumble that ball.
Hey,
and
you mean Russell Wilson?
I'm just messing with you, Frank. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's going to throw an 80.
I'm just messing with you.
Where were you? I zigged and you went straight. Well, you know what I mean?
No, but it's true though, man. No, because honestly, there would be nothing worse as a driver to make a suggestion and the engineer completely find it laughable. You know, there would be nothing worse than the engineer thinking, you don't know what you're talking about. We're not doing that, you know? So the more knowledgeable you are about it, obviously, the more he can trust you and what it is that you're saying. If you're saying this is what we need to put a couple of rounds of wedge here, we need to do this over there, he can trust that. And it just makes the team better, man. So I completely agree that more drivers should hit the books. You know, more drivers should take a look at what the engineers are doing. And I know it's not the case, but it helps. You know, we've all walked through the paddock, and there'll be 10 drivers taking a nap while the engineers are hard at work doing what they have to do. And it's like, don't be napping. Go over there and watch. You know, see, look. Learn, right? Learn.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you know where the best place to find Pato is? On the engineering stand for a half an hour after every practice, everything that he does. You don't just see him get out of the car and walk away. You see him get up on the engineering stand and he's talking with everybody. There's a reason, right? I mean, Rinus, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm sure you do the same thing with your engineers, right?
Yeah, we're always sitting together and discussing everything, like every corner, every lap. So, I really have the trust in my engineer, and if he says something, I trust him blind. So, we work together like a machine.
There you go. Now, is this the same? Now, has the same engineer followed you through the classes as you progressed to Indy Lights, or is this a new engineer for this year for you?
No, this is a new engineer this year for me, who worked on the same car as Juncos last year. So
who?
Yeah, in USF 2000, I had my engineer at Taps Racing.
Okay.
And last year I had my engineer in Juncos Indy Pro 2000. And now this year I have an engineer who is specialized in Indy Lights. So, everyone is specialized on the car they're working to.
Good.
Yeah, and I got to tell you.
You're doing your part.
and not for nothing, Rinus, but let's see. You got so you guys ran St. Pete. You guys ran St. Pete, Coda. What was the other? I got you guys didn't race Barber, right? Correct. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
No, we didn't race in Barber.
Right,
No,
because you guys raced Coda, which I'm jealous. By the way, you got to go to Coda. It's definitely on my bucket list. We've been dying to have Coda even on the schedule for the last 10 years. We finally got it. So I'm jealous. And then the next race was this GP, correct? So this was your third. This was your third GP of the year in the Indy Lights car, right?
yes, that's true.
Now, I mean, I mean, and you're racing against some great talents. Oliver Askew, obviously a great talent, and a lot of naturally talented drivers. I mean, there's talented drivers because they've been at it a while. Then there's just naturally talented drivers to where they don't have a whole lot of, experience behind them, but they're still fast, like Oliver Askew, say, because he hardly had any experience coming into USF 2000, and look what he did, So, I mean, you definitely have a lot of natural talent. I mean, that goes without saying because you're beating the likes of Oliver Askew, Zachary Clayman, DeMello. I will not call him Zachary Clayman, period. He can do away with that, sir. You are
his mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. Right?
Yeah, with the mellow. I don't know why he dropped that. I don't get that. But you're beating him, so it doesn't matter. I mean, a Dalton Collette who's been in Indy Lights for 10 years. Sorry, Dalton. Just kidding with you. I mean, Lucas Cole. I mean, David Malukas. He's an up and comer, but I think he's just learning the ropes. I mean, this is his second year in Road to Indy, so he's getting there. He definitely has some really good talent, but I think he needs another year before his star starts to shine. Robert McGinnis, he's always there. He's got a lot of talent. Ryan Norman, again, him and Dalton's been here forever together. And a Toby Sowery, which came out of nowhere from St. Pete. To be honest with you, I didn't know anything about him till St. Pete, and he's definitely showing a lot of speed. And you're beating all these guys, and I mean, so racing against all these really great drivers, and I'm not putting Ryan Norman down or Dalton Collette down. I mean, I know them all. I'm just joking with them, really. But, I think Dalton Collette's win at Gateway last year was huge. It was very well earned and a long time coming for him. So, but out of all the racers, you've come up with, I think, Oliver Askew, right? Pretty much step for step. And looking down, is Oliver Askew about the only driver you've raced pretty much from USF all the way to this point now? Or McGinnis?
Yeah. Oliver and Robert McGinnis are both sensing every year together with me, and also David Malukas in USF against me. So, but he started in the middle of the season. So
that's right.
At least those three, grow with me actually, or we grow together.
Now, so when you're racing against these three guys, do you feel almost a little bit more like you can push the envelope a little bit more and get a little bit more racier with them because you feel more comfortable racing against them because you know that they're going to give you the respect you deserve out there, and vice versa, compared to, say, a Dalton Collette that you've never raced against until this year?
Not really, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I treat everyone the same who I'm racing against, and
great answer, by the way.
Doesn't really matter if it's the guy who I raced against for many years or if it's new, like this winter in Asia when I drove against Dan Tickton. I never raced against him, but then while we're racing, I beat him. But I treated him the same way as I would race with any other driver.
So race hard, but race clean, race hard, but race clean with respect, right?
Yes, that's I think what everyone likes. Just fair but hard racing.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, that's what Road to Indy's all about. I mean, you guys have been putting on a great show for the last couple of years. I mean, Christian and Missy and I have been immersed in it. We've been, I mean, some of the greatest races I can remember have been, Road to Indy races that I can recall off the top of my head. A few different races come to mind, and you're right in the thick of it, to be honest with you, the last couple of years, and it's just been a whole lot of fun watching the race, man. It's been a lot of fun watching you progress through and up into the Indy Lights category now. Just in time too.
Yes,
for
thank
Mazda,
you.
And no problem. And just in time too for Mazda to kind of do what they did, and have I'm not going to call it Pro Mazda in USF 2000. I don't know. The future's still up in the world, up in the. I still don't know what's going on with them next year or so, but you don't have to worry about that because next year you'll be in IndyCar, right?
Yeah, well, I'll do my best, but you never guarantee what's in the future. But at least every lap I drive is for me to try to make myself ready for IndyCar.
That's what I like to hear.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to hear. Now, well, let's just go through the seasons. If you had, so St. Pete, the weekend of St. Pete, your first real racing in the IL-15. What was your biggest? What was the biggest thing you learned, and what was your biggest surprise that you thought you would, have a problem with, but it came a bit easier than you thought it would?
Well, I think what I learned, what I learned from a lot was the saving the push to pass. So I was saving it too much. So I was doing really my best to keep them for the end of the race. But because of that, guys behind me were just pushing every straight and passing because of that in race one. So I learned a lot from that. Also some. I was really busy with tire saving, so I thought the balance change was going to be huge with the Cooper tires, but it really wasn't like that. So also on that, I was a little too conservative in the first race.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. But then the second race, what did you change, and did you think the outcome, pretty much, showed what you changed and what you learned from race one to race two?
Yeah. So at least I started a few rows more to the front in race number 2. But I started to push more every lap, also in the beginning, to get the temperature as quick as possible. And then, it was me just being consistent and try to run away from the field.
There you go. And then, at Coda, what would you say? Again, what was the biggest thing that you learned at Coda that changed from St. Pete?
Well, in Coda we had a tough weekend, and those weekends exist, unfortunately. But I think at Coda I really learned a lot about setting up the Indy Lights car and trying to make big changes in between races and qualifying. So we learned a lot on the technical side of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then going from Coda to Indy GP, you feel like you have like a much better grasp on the IL-15 now with the push to passing, and knowing you can push the tires a little bit more than you thought you could before, because Cooper makes a really good tire.
Yeah, the Cooper tires are great, and I think they really suit the Indy Lights car. And it's real spectacular to drive the Indy Lights car with the Cooper tires, because you're never sitting still, you're never resting, because you're always working. So the Cooper tires are great, and I really want to thank Team Cooper Tire for supplying them for us.
Good man.
Yeah, no, I mean, don't want to look too far ahead. We never like to, but we're going to. Your upcoming races, not too many. Well, really, Coda was about the only track you've never been on before. Except for this upcoming Freedom 100, which I can't wait to be there to cheer you guys on.
Excuse me.
Well, God bless you, Mr. Not mute my mic when I do that. I'm kidding. So, between Road America, Streets of Toronto, Mid-Ohio, Gateway, do you have any? Did Promazza race at Gateway last year? I don't think they did, right? Or did they?
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Okay. I'm sorry. Gateway is just like a blur to me last year because of the So, and then Portland was I believe you guys were at Portland, and then okay. So the next track you're going to see that you haven't been to yet, as far as in this series, is Laguna Seca, which will be your season finale. So excluding Laguna Seca, because that would probably be everybody's like, oh, I can't wait to go there. Out of all the tracks that you've been through already throughout the season, or throughout Road to Indy, leading you up to Indy Lights now, and what's the one track you're really looking forward to bringing this car to, where you feel like you have like the best chance to be the most dominant you could possibly be, because you feel like you and that track are like one?
I really think that's Road America. Really, with the high speed corners, the big straights, and the hard braking zone, this car really comes alive with the 450 horsepower and the turbo engine. And I think the push to pass will really make some really good racing also.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? Road America is one of my favorite tracks to go to, and not to walk around, but once I get to a spot, I'm happy to be there.
Yeah.
No matter where you walk on that track, you're always walking uphill. I don't understand it, but but at any rate, but very great answer there, and I'm sure you made a lot of
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure you made a lot of fans out there happy that you said Road America, because Road America is just like one of those tracks like that. Mid-Ohio, you couldn't go wrong with either one. Now, on the flip side of that, though, Rinus, what is the one track where you just can't seem to, like, there's always a few corners you just can never seem to get right no matter what line you try, and then thinking to yourself, I'm going to be in a much faster car now, so I'm really going to have to...
I hate this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are...
So,
no,
what track would that be?
I really don't think I have really tracks I don't like in the U.S., but no, I think Mid-Ohio will be really tough with the elevation and with the power of this car to keep it on track. So yeah, I think it will be a tricky one for sure.
Well, let's just hope the weather gods, they stay away this time from Mid-Ohio, because 8 out of 10 races there are wet. So I swear, this will be our 9th year there. I can remember 2 dry days. So, trust me, when it gets wet there, it gets wet there.
It's what? Oh.
Yeah, and it gets really slippery on the silk surface.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, you know what, Rinus? we love to keep the drivers on to talk a little bit about what's going on in IndyCar and everything. We got another about 15 minutes more of the show. Would you like to stay on, talk a little bit of racing with us, and then we'll end up the show. And I just want to say, just congrats to all the success you've had so far up to this point, and really looking forward to a really bright career I really see in the future for you. And I can't wait to be there and watch the journey unfold in front of us, man.
Yes, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be in the show, and cannot wait to hear the feedback.
Definitely,
yeah.
Good feedback. But don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere because I'm interested to. I am interested to hear your thoughts on a few things that have nothing to do with you or Indy Lights or anything. Has everything to do with IndyCar, actually. And
Okay.
Just one more quick question, because you've raced a whole lot of open wheel cars, and I lost track of. I was reading them all, and I went, "Wow, that's a lot of cars you've been in," and a lot of tracks. I'm sure here in the States and abroad, and we always hear that tracks here and tracks abroad. It's a whole different beast. Well, what would you say is the biggest difference between tracks here in the States and tracks in Europe?
Well, I think the tracks in the States are purer, just because there's just grass and then there's a wall. And in Europe, there's just tons of runoff everywhere. So it's really tough to push in the US on those tracks. But I really like it, and really gives you more of a kick because you feel more at the limit all the time.
So almost like, so are you almost kind of saying, now I'm not putting words in your mouth, so say no if I'm wrong, but do the European tracks with all the runoff at every turn, does it almost give you a sense of like, well, if I screw up, I'll be fine, be able to drive it out of there and be fine. And when you're here, it's like, well, if I screw up, I'm going back to the pits and people are going to be mad at me.
Yeah, well, of course, in Europe, but also some tracks in Asia, there's just a little bit too much runoff. Of course, the tracks in Europe they're cool, they're big facilities, and they're also a pleasure to drive, but no, you can push harder without consequences. And in America, it's just, if you make a mistake, you're screwed.
You're definitely
well said.
You're definitely messed up, man. But you know what they say, right? A smooth sea has never made a skilled sailor, right? So with those walls being in place, it kind of forces you to be super accurate with your inputs on the wheel, man. So not a bad thing. It's only increasing your driving ability. So that's not a bad thing at all.
No, of course. I really think also racing in the Road to Indy in America is making me the driver I am now. So I think maybe the Road to Indy really makes really good drivers.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that come alive too. That's for sure. I mean, everybody wants to talk about, Indy Lights, such a small field. It's like, it's not quality, it's quantity. It's not quantity, it's quality. Just watch the race, you'll still be amazed.
Yes.
You don't need 25 cars.
Yes,
to
there's
make a
not
good
many
race.
drivers, but the talent and the rivalry is big. And they're all every driver is quick, and that makes for fun racing. But also it pushes me harder to work harder.
There you go. Now, do you do any sim work? Do you do any simulation racing?
Yes, in the Netherlands there is also a Dutch guy, of course, who has a simulator called Adrenaline Control, and he works also with several Formula 2 drivers and Formula 3 drivers. So he knows what he's doing. And we together with the data we have from the team, we made a very accurate Indy Lights model.
Well, you know what? You are in luck, Rinus, because we have with us, it's a great simulation company here in Indianapolis that Christian's a part of called Racecraft One. They also do some great simulation work with some great drivers. So, when you come back into Indy and if you want to try out any different tracks and some different cars, I say get with Christian, and I'm sure he'll hook you up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, of course. I'd like to try, of course.
Yeah, we'd love to have you, Kelly Jones and everybody at Racecraft One. We worked a lot with Oliver. You were mentioning his ability earlier, and I like to think that Racecraft One had a little bit of help with how good Oliver is.
You would like to think it was 100% the reason.
Yeah, right. Well, no, he's a great driver too. It's a combination of the two.
Kidding.
But no, man, we'd love to have you by at some point, man. The next time you're in town next week or so. But
yeah, of course.
But yeah,
will be nice.
But yeah, sim work is it's just such an awesome tool with the keeping down the costs. You basically have to sell a kidney to go testing for a little bit of time, but in the simulation racing world, any car, any track, unlimited amounts of fuel, as long as you have electricity, you're good to go. So it helps.
Yes.
It helps a ton. Helps a ton, man. So
and
always
you
nice
hit the wall, you can just escape.
That's right. Exactly, man.
I do it every night.
Yeah, that's a good option also.
Right on.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, so Missy is not here to read off the all the finishing orders and everything, so I will try my best.
That's okay, Frank. You can read, can't you?
Well,
Frank, you can read, right? right. You can read.
I can read. I just can't write. I'm kidding. Alrighty, so I have all the event results. Just do the top three here real quick. Where are we? I don't even know where we're at. No, here we are. Okay.
Oh, you're just doing podiums. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just doing podiums. So basically, so obviously, race one. The winner of your the Indianapolis Grand Prix Circuit Race 1 for your Indy Lights was Robert McGinnis, P1, Oliver Skew, P2, and hey, Rinus VeeKay, I know that guy, on P3. So there you go.
Yeah.
So we had Andretti, and Juncos. That's okay though, because Juncos will be above those two soon. So, but just huge. Congrats to Robert. Been a long time friend of the show, along with Oliver. We've been.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
I think he also deserves it. Maybe the most of all the guys after all his work he put in. We saw last year as a teammate for me after his work. It's really nice to see him also win a race.
Yeah, definitely. Ollie's just up. It must be that time. Yep. 8:18, 10:18, right on the dot there, Christian. And that's Christian's train. Tristan's
That's
train.
my train. That's my train. Yeah.
All right. So, but yeah, huge. Just a huge congrats to Rob McGinnis, his first win ever in the Indy Lights there, and Oliver Askew for a P2. And Rinus, it was a hard-fought battle between you and Ryan, Zach. I mean, you can shut up, train. I'm trying to talk. But yeah, I was watching you battle with those guys between P3 through P5, and that was some really hard racing, Rinus, and you came out on top, man, and good on you there, man. I think I even seen you and your dad, and I commended you on that. So, I believe you guys were walking by the pagoda, and I stopped you guys and just to say that, because I was really impressed with just how clean and hard racing it was, and it was just it's exactly what you expect from the drivers in Road to Indy. And it's exactly what you expect to see throughout the field. So no matter where you look, there's going to be some good racing going. So good job, putting her on the podium. Race 1 there, buddy. But
yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. But then race 2, who we have? P1 Rinus VeeKay. I know that guy. Bad joke twice in a row. No. But Rinus VeeKay for P1, Juncos Racing. Gotta love that. And then Zachary Clayman DeMello with Bilardi, P2, and then Ali Askew, P3. So he podiumed twice throughout the weekend. Didn't get that win, but you know what? Podium. It's not about the wins, and this better than anybody, Rinus. Driving that beautiful soul red livery. That it's not about all the wins you win. It's about the consistency and trying to be on podium or as close to it as possible every race, right?
Yes, of course. Winning is really nice, but also sometimes you don't have to take all the risks, and it's more important to take points and in the end to get champion. I think that's a bit more than just winning a race.
Yeah, exactly. And then let's see. I got to go to Pro Mazda Pro Mazda. I still will not call it
Indy Pro 2000.
I'm not calling it that. It's a dumb name.
Oh, you're calling it that.
No, I'm not. It sounds like it should be after Indy Lights. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so Pro Mazda. Okay, so where am I? See, Missy would have all this pulled up. I'm not used to doing Missy's job. Missy's job's a lot harder than it seems there, Rinus. See, you
need to give her more credit than you do, Frank.
I give her all the credit in the world. I do.
Nice.
I married her. How much more credit she needs?
Give her more.
Okay, fair enough. So, anyways, all right. Well, the surprise entry that none of us seen being in Pro Mazda over the weekend was Parker Thompson. We were happy to see him there. He fought back hard in race 2. I know to get P5, I believe. Which how his weekend was going is a feat in itself. And also, big shout out to Parker Thompson. Just landed himself the rest of the full season of the Porsche GT3 Cup in IMSA. So congratulations to him there for the rest of the season. He landed that. And that was just released today. So, and we've been long-time friends with Parker Thompson, so we always try to give Parker Thompson updates as much as we can here, because there's always an update to give. And poor Parker. All right, okay, so event results. Hey, I found it. Here we go. Okay, so your podium that's race 2. Okay, where's race 1? No, that was race 1. Where's race? I suck, Rinus, at doing this. I really do, don't I? Okay, so here we go. Circuit race 1. Rasmus Lynn, you got your P1 for race 1. And then Kyle Kirkwood and Daniel Frost. Exclusive Autosport, right on. RP Motorsport, P2. And Juncos Race, there you go. Juncos Racing, P1. So a couple P1 trophies going back to Juncos Racing's headquarters there for the Indianapolis Grand Prix, right?
Yeah, I think Ricardo really knows what he's doing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Juncos swept Pro Mazda for the, or am I reading that wrong? Yep, no, you guys swept, right? Juncos swept with Rasmus Lind, right on. And then we had Stingray Rob, all right on. He's also Juncos, right on. That's a great. Wasn't Stingray Rob with Juncos last year, or I can't keep.
No, he was with World Speed.
That's right.
I think no, he was with Pelfrey last year.
Pelfrey, that's it. Yep. Mm-hmm. I was about to say Paps, but I was just guessing. And then Daniel Frost, P3. I mean, he's consistent. Exclusive Autosport, and happy for Exclusive Autosport. And I wonder if Jay's there, still there. Who knows? I haven't seen him. Anyway, all right, and then on to our USF 2000 category. Excuse me. And yep, again, Missy would have all this up already because she knows how to game plan before a race or a show, unlike me. Fly by the seat of your pants, Frank, over here. Right, Christian?
Yeah, that sounds like you.
That's me. So, what a surprise. Cape Motorsports, P1 in Race 1. I'm shocked. Brandon Evans. They do know how to pick some talent.
Those underdogs, yeah.
Yeah, those underdogs.
Those underdogs over there at Cape.
Yeah, eight championships in a row. Will they make it 9? Probably. Let's see. Hunter McElroy, right on. Still racing with that ICP juice, baby. See, and just to let you know, Rinus, being on the show, we call it ICP juice, and after you're on the show, you tend to win every race you race for the rest of your life. So just throwing it out there. I mean, look at Hunter McElroy, you know? Even though he's P2, so that goes against what I just said. Anyway, and then Manuel Salamander from for D-Force Racing. I'm not even going to attempt it, dude. Manuel Salaiman. Okay, I can see why Missy has such trouble with these names. So Manuel Salamander, P3 for D-Force Racing. And then in race 2, we got, you'll never guess who got P1, Christian.
Who, Frank? Who?
Brandon Evans, Cape Motorsports. And P2, Darren Keene, Cape Motorsports.
Never saw it coming.
Me neither. And then, oh my God, the ICP juice is strong with this one. Hunter McElroy, P3. Paps Racing. Like it. Loving it. Yeah, Hunter McElroy, man, I'm telling you, he's going to be a great talent coming up through the next 2 series. I think I really do. Darren Keene definitely.
Yes, I also think so. He's with the good team, Paps Racing, and he's also a nice guy. Nice Aussie, so also his personality is also a good thing.
I mean, I was sad to see Anthony Martin go and him not to be able to keep the train rolling with the sponsorship. But such as so many other stories in the Mazda Road to Indy or Road to Indy, whatever, story over the last 4 years that we've been watching. Our heart's been breaking a lot, but what are we going to do? And it's really cool to see P5, Cameron Shields from Toowoomba, Australia. Who else is from Toowoomba, Australia? Christian?
I think it's that Will Power guy. Will Power. Yeah.
Right.
that joker.
Who is about to go back to back Indy 500 wins. I can't wait to drink the milk again. Can't wait. Milk tastes so good.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
I wonder how much better the milk will taste this year than last year. I can't wait to find out. So yes. And I just want to gloat, Rinus. I got to taste the milk in Victory Lane before you did, but then again, you'll be with a big thing around your neck with flowers, and I won't. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. There I am. I'm already setting him up to be a legend. Pretty soon, museum. I don't know which car they're going to put of yours in the museum there, Rinus. But I bet you it's going to be a really good car. I'm kidding. I'm joking. It's something I do. Drivers hate it. So anyway, and that is that's your podium for the Indy GP, and then IndyCar. Let me get to it real quick because Christian's got to go, and I'm sure Rinus has better things to do. Just kidding. I don't think he does. How could you, right? No, I'm kidding. But anyway, for the previous Missy would have this up already. All right. Christian, you could have been getting this up for me while I was doing the other things, but just throw it out there. But hey, maybe next time, right? Maybe next time. Okay. Box score. That didn't help. Oh no, yes it did.
No, we all know Pagano was the winner,
You know what? Yeah, let's just talk about Pagano.
followed by Scott Dixon, and then surprise third for Jack Harvey.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take credit for that. Going on that run with him on Wednesday. It's totally why he finished third. So good job, Jack.
Rinus Christian ran 4 miles before that race with Jack Harvey, and he's taking credit for his P3 win because
I'm taking credit for that podium. That's because we ran together, right? Right. That's right. That's right.
We must consider about doing some runs together then before the races.
Sounds good, buddy. Nice. Sounds good, buddy.
It is a
day. Will be nice. Good warm-up.
You and Christian next week before the Freedom 100, you gotta run not 4 but 5 miles, Rinus. You gotta do 1 mile better and
2 laps on the speedway.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right, man. Let's do it.
Yep. And
what?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No. I was just saying I gotta run. But always fun as usual. Great talking to you, Rinus, man. And best of luck next week. I'm sure I'll see you. And just do what you do, man. Keep being a rock star, okay?
Yeah. And just real quick.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
Yeah, and just
I added you on Facebook, by the way. So just send me a message when you get a chance. We'll connect.
And
right,
Christian, I'll be talking to you tomorrow, buddy. I got something I gotta ask you off the records there.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right,
you guys. Talk to you in a bit.
All right, Rinus, we're gonna go over the bump day schedule real quick, and it's gonna be this simple. I have no clue what they changed from last year to this year, and I think everybody should stop coming to conclusions about bump day, pole day, race day, whatever day, qualifying 2 days in a row. Stop complaining, I say. Do you have anything to add to that? Nope. Good. All right.
Sorry. Can you repeat the question?
I think you'd agree with me. Trust me. you definitely agree with me. But basically, all I want to say is you're a new driver to the show, and we always ask new drivers 2 questions, the 2 most important questions you'll ever be asked your entire racing career, and you only be asked these 2 questions once. And it's been a tradition on the show to ask a new driver to the show these 2 questions. And usually Missy does it, but she's under the weather, so I have to do it. And last time I did this, I screwed it up badly. So, question number 1. What makes you feel the most comfortable while you're behind the wheel, considering your gloves and boots? Like, what brand do you like to use?
What makes me comfortable? That's, I think, Hugo Boss underwear. I don't know why, but it always makes me quick.
Perfect answer. Hugo Boss, everybody. Go out and get a pair. Right on. And you'll feel just as comfortable as Rinus VeeKay behind the wheel of the IL-15. There you go. And your second question.
Of course.
That's a great answer, by the way. And I didn't screw it up because last time I screwed it up very bad. And the second and final question. On the boots, hard or soft sole boots that you like to wear?
At least as thin as possible, but I prefer soft. Just to have more feeling with the car also. My
man, you are sticking with the open wheel tradition, my man. That's what I wanted to hear. I've been hearing too many open wheel drivers saying hard sole. I don't get it. And sports car drivers, they all say hard sole because it gets hot in the cars, and so they don't burn their feet, obviously.
No, it's different to all drivers, of course.
Of course, right.
But, so, I prefer to have soft sole.
Because you want to have that feeling in between the brake and the throttle and everything, right? You want to feel what that car's doing between your tootsies, right? There you go.
Yes, of course. I think every bump that the car makes has to be changed to me, so I really know what the car does. Right
on. Well, and those were the 2, most important questions you'll ever be asked. So,
I'll remember them.
There you go. It's been a show tradition ever since we started the show, and this is show 226, and it would be a crime to end the tradition now, right? So, but Rinus, really looking forward to having you back on again, man. And yeah, sorry it took this long to have you on. To be honest with you, that's but looking forward to having you on more often, especially throughout the season. And again, man, just you've wowed me more times than I can count out there, man. And I have a feeling you're going to continue to be wowing a lot more people, throughout the season. And then as your career progresses, you're just going to get better and better. And you have a very, very bright future ahead of you in IndyCar, where you want to be, which I love that answer. So, hurrah and kudos to you, sir. And I just want to say, for the Freedom 100, man, have a great time, but above all, be fast and be safe. All right?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll, of course, do my utmost best for the Freedom 100 and also the races afterwards. And, yeah, it was a pleasure to be in the show.
Right on. And any social media, is there any social media that you want to throw out there for the fans so they know where to follow you?
Yeah, just Rinus VeeKay is where you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or wherever you want to find me. I'm under the name Rinus VeeKay.
Right on. And we'll be retweeting all that good stuff out for everybody, and you can find all of our social media at www.theindysportscarpodcast.com. Very easy to get to, and show some love to Rinus, and definitely keep your eye out on that gorgeous. I'm going to still say it, Mazda red livery. There you go. So you've earned it, and
yeah,
and it looks great. I love the color, and it goes great with your eyes. So.
Oh, thank you.
So
thank you,
Rinus. Again, thanks for coming on the show, man, and can't wait to see you in Indy next week. And good luck in the Freedom 100, man.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yep, and say hi to your pops for me.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, take care, guys. And on that note,
okay, take care.
All right, I know that Rinus knows, and Christian knows, and Missy also knows that Rinus VeeKay is. He's coming for the championship this year against some great talent,
Here is your Racecast weather forecast for Indy 500 qualifying weekend at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm meteorologist Doug Schneider. Saturday's weather at the Speedway looks nice and warm. It'll be mostly sunny all day, with no rain expected. Morning low temperatures will be in the mid-60s, with afternoon highs in the mid-80s. It will be breezy, with a southwest wind between 10 and 20 miles an hour. A chance of rain is expected to arrive at the Speedway on Sunday morning, and the chance of rain will be increasing through the day. Showers are likely in the afternoon, with some thunderstorms possible as well. The chance of rain Sunday afternoon is 60%. If rain occurs at the track, expect between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch. This could cause some delays in qualifying. Morning temperatures will be in the upper 60s, with afternoon highs around 80 degrees. It will be windy on Sunday as well, with a southwest wind between 15 and 25 miles an hour at times. For the most up-to-date weather forecast, visit racecastweather.com or follow @racecastwx on Twitter.